The world can't take it away.
I say no, the world
no,
didn't give
no.
it.
The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away.
The world did not give me my joy.
The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away.
Good job, good job. Have a seat. Thank you all. Way to bring up the energy. All right. Let's release the kids. All right. Clicker, click. Clicker, click. All right. Thank you, Steve. Sometimes the clicker does not want to click. All right. The kids are going to go with Monica, I believe, today. So it looks like some of them might be outside. But kids, go have some fun. They're already hopped up on sugar, I'll bet, because we had a fantastic Easter egg hunt out there this morning. All right. So welcome, everybody, to the Amani Center. We're so happy to have you here today on this wonderful Easter morning. We have a special service today, hence all the rose petals. We do this wonderful rose petal service. So I hope you will all enjoy that. We like to start with our vision statement, and so we like to say that together to really set that into our hearts. So let's do it together. We are lighting the path to peace together, and that is what we're all about here at the Amani Center. That's why we show up every Sunday. That's why we show up for our events and our classes, and that's what we're doing here on the planet, and it's so important. So this is a little bit about who we are, an open and inclusive spiritual community that knows that there are many paths to the divine, many ways to get to the divine. And whatever your way is, we're just happy that you're here. We're happy to walk it with you. We're a place where you can learn and you can grow and you can just be. That connection, that place where you can be in community, where you can walk your path, where you can grow, where you can learn, that's what we're all about. And doing it together is so important. We're a safe and a welcoming place where you can fill your cup. Sometimes that's all you can do is just show up and fill your cup so that you can take a breath, so that you can keep walking on your path during these really challenging times. When we come together in community, we can take a breath and we can keep walking and we can lift each other. Some days it's really hard, and being together and putting a hand out when you're having a harder day, and then when I'm feeling a little bit stronger, I can do that for you, and then when I am not feeling so strong, you can do that for me, and that's how we get through. All right, is there anyone who was here for the first time? If you feel confident and you want to just put a hand up, we have a little information on our center that we would love to share with you. If you want to do it afterwards, if you want to just see Gina afterwards, she'd be happy to give that to you. If you're watching online and you'd like to get that, you can just drop us a DM. We'd love to send it to you. We'll put it in the mail. Just tells you a little bit more about our center. One of the ways that we live into our vision, into our mission, into why we show up here at the Amani Center is our circle of light, and it's made up of our practitioners and our ministers. These are all people who have done years and years, sometimes decades, of training and work in metaphysical training. And so we are here to remind you of the truth of who you are when you forget. And so the way we do that is through affirmative prayer, or spiritual mind treatment is another word for it. And so we love to sit down with you and do that. We can spend 5 minutes sitting down with you and reminding you of the truth when you forget. Or also, if there's something on your heart that you want to bring in, some dream, some idea that dropped in that you're not sure how you want to get there, we can help you get there. So if that's something that you would like to take advantage of, something that you would like to just sit down with us for 5 minutes after service today, we would love to do that for you. So I'm going to ask the members of our Circle of Light to raise your hand right now so you can see who we are. So look around. This is your Amani Circle of Light. Don't take any heavy stuff home with you. Don't not realize the dreams that drop in because they're there for a reason. See one of us after. You're lucky because a lot of us are here today. We would love to sit with you and help you realize the dreams or put down the things that you don't need to be carrying. So see one of us after. That's our gift to you, and it's something we love to do. All right. We're not going to do any announcements today, special Sunday. If you have any questions about what's going on, there's a bulletin board out front, or you can see one of us and ask questions. If you haven't already silenced your phone, please do so. And then I'm going to ask Reverend Sherry to come up and bless our service so we can just get silent and go within.
And I'm going to ask you to help me, because this isn't about me talking at you. This is us living our own individual presence or power or whatever you call that. So if you'll close your eyes and imagine this room filled with all the people that you love, all the people that aren't with you, that have gone to the other side, all the teachers, all the helpers, all the friends, all the creatures, all the beautiful nature, and just fill this room up. Because you get to be the witness of the beauty that is all around you. And so in this witnessing place, we, as an incredible group of beings, on this day with many other people whose practices may be different than ours, choose a world of love. We choose a world of inclusivity. We choose a world of kindness and peace and harmony and beauty. And irregardless of what seems to be unwinding in this world, we are unified with the power and the presence of the divine in all life. And this life carries us through many, many experiences so that we can shine brighter, be more authentic, be more fearless, and bring the power of who we are to our ordinary lives so that we may witness the beauty and celebrate the joy of love and light that has always been here. And we're in great gratitude for this, and we appreciate each other and our own individual lives, and we say thank you, and so it is.
Now it's time for our affirmation. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat and firmly plant your feet on the ground. We'll do this affirmation 3 times. The first time with enthusiasm, excitement. The second time with an indoor voice, a quiet voice. And the third time, please be silent as I give the affirmation. Let us begin. The Christ consciousness within me is the true source of prosperity. The Christ consciousness within me is the true source of prosperity. The Christ consciousness within me is the true source of prosperity. This is brought to us by our beautiful Reverend Donna, and so it is.
confusion. Sorry.
Okay.
One, two, three.
Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Allowing this music to take you into your meditation. Allowing your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. Feet planted firmly on the ground. Allowing your breath to slow. Breathing. Feeling. Becoming that sanctuary. Sanctuary for calm. A sanctuary for peace. A sanctuary for the world that you want to see. For the person you want to be. For the person that you want to see in the world. For empathy, for love, for kindness, for hope, for understanding, for love, for light, for trust. Opening your heart, opening your arms, spreading your hands, giving receiving, being that sanctuary. Feel what that feels like. Become it. Enjoy your meditation. Now, staying in this quiet space, we take a moment for a divine healing treatment or prayer. Spreading this loving energy across the planet, knowing that we are one with Spirit and all that divine love that is God, or the universe, or the divine, whatever word we give it. Science, nature, divine presence. We know that it is perfect love and perfect kindness and perfect empathy and abundance and truth. And we know that it is for everyone. It excludes no one. And so right now, we see it reaching out across our nation to everyone. All communities, people of every race, of every affiliation, every color, the trans community, the LGBTQ plus community, people who are living in poverty, people living with addiction, people who feel marginalized, people who feel that they don't belong, or who've been told they don't belong, or that they're not worthy. Everybody, every single person. We are all worthy. We all belong. We are all divine beings. And so we send out that love. We send out that message of worthiness and oneness because we are all connected. We are all divine, whole, perfect, complete. No matter what we look like, no matter how we show up in the world. Whether we have different abilities, different body types, different skin colors, no matter what. We are all divine and perfect, whole, complete, and wonderful. And we are all one. And so I just say yes to the perfection and the wholeness, and know that right now something is unfolding, a new way of being where we all see this, and a new system of living in a world that works for everyone. As we shed these old ways, these old non-functional systems that say some are better than others, knowing that this is not the truth, that this is old systems, that this is dysfunctional, and that this needs to go. And so I am grateful to be part of this unfoldment and know that everyone who's here now is part of this, and that we're showing up for it to be part of something better. And I'm so grateful for all of us, for all of you, for everyone who's here showing up to be part of this unfoldment of something better. And I know that everyone who's here is ready for it and is up for the challenge, and that we support each other in it. And so with great joy, great gratitude, I release this word into the law, and I know it is already done, and that all is truly well. And together we say, and so it is. All right, and now I'm going to bring up Reverend Donna, and we are going to medal ceremony. You need this one?
This one. This one's good.
You take this one, and you'll be untethered.
I like to be untethered. What a perfect way for us to begin, by releasing and discarding that which is dysfunctional. What a wonderful thing for us to keep in mind today, the true meaning of resurrection. We're going to do a call and response now. Yes? So the members of this team will come up here on cue and join me for this. We'll share. What we're going to do here is, you all have a copy of this in access to, if you have access to it, you can share with somebody next to you if you don't have one of your own, because we do that, we share. Nicole is going to be all other with us. So all of the ministers and practitioners will begin the call. Nicole will join you with the response, or maybe we should say, you will join Nicole in the response. And we'll pass the microphone around, okay? The Christ consciousness within me is the true source of wisdom and spiritual power.
Through the Christ Spirit within me, I am transformed into a greater consciousness of wisdom and spiritual power. I am illuminated, and my way is made clear.
The Christ Spirit within me is the true source of health and wholeness.
Through the Christ Spirit within me, I am transformed into a greater expression of health and wholeness, and I rejoice.
The Christ consciousness within me is the true source of all prosperity.
Through the Christ Spirit within me, I am transformed into a greater awareness of life's abundant substance. I am enriched and prospered in my life and affairs.
The Christ consciousness within me is my pattern of perfection and successful living.
Through the Christ Spirit within me, I am transformed in mind, body, and affairs. I am made whole. I am loved, and I am loved. I express love freely and fully.
Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life.
He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.
The cross of Jesus represents the human giving way to the divine, eternal self.
The Christ consciousness in me resurrects all error and reveals the truth of eternal life. I transcend the ego that I unite with my immortal self.
Now, on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early, and while it was dark, saw the stone had been rolled away from the tomb.
I now remove the stone of doubt from the tomb and allow the Christ within me to come forth. Christ within me's presence and brilliance wipes out all darkness, and I am filled with light, love, and peace.
We shall pass over the dark hour of the cross briefly, as the shadow of a hand across the light of the sun, for the true message is, I am life. I
rise triumphant, splendid, glorious, and free.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Oh, so good.
Well, happy Metaphysical Easter. There is a great saying that I remember hearing when in 1847 when I was in high school. You remember back then? A wonderful, beautiful saying that every April God rewrites the book of Genesis. And we're in it right now. We're enjoying that beautiful light and that beautiful rejuvenation that is part of this month and part of this celebration. And I'll talk some more about that in just a moment. We're going to do the rose ceremony too in just a moment with the blessing with the roses. That's just a special, beautiful thing, and I think you'll enjoy it. You'll all get to take part in that. But what I want to talk to you about first is this wonderful day that we have before us, this blessed day that we have before us, when we have a unique opportunity to, as Marcy said, discard what is dysfunctional and bring in something new. It's a day that is filled with wonder in so many ways, and it always has been. This is a holiday that has interesting beginnings and interesting history, and it's always been about wonder and rebirth and beautiful times. It's a spin-off, of course, of an ancient celebration that was happening around the spring equinox, give or take a couple of weeks, as we know. And the equinox is all about balance. It's all about the light and the dark being equal in our lives, and that's exactly the kind of balance we want, with light and dark being equal. That balance in itself is certainly worth celebrating. It's certainly something that's very magical in our lives. Spring holidays have been celebrated since long before Christianity came about. A lot of old traditions. In the Celtic tradition, why do I always start with the Celtic tradition? Some past life, I think. There were groupings of rocks, and they weren't all as big and majestic as we look at Stonehenge and say, wow. But there are other groupings of rocks that have been around for many, many thousands of years. They're similar in arrangement to what we see at Stonehenge, but not so big. But they still represent what happens when the sun and the darkness and the shadows and the light pass through our lives, that place that gives us that perfect balance. Everything has its season. Everything has its time. This is just an amazing time. And Easter celebrates the freshness of what we have in front of us, the rebirth that happens to us every April, every spring in general. Bunnies are born, eggs are dropped. The rebirth happens in so many ways. Somehow that bunnies are born, eggs are dropped thing turned into bunnies drop eggs. And then the capitalists got hold of it, and it was just never the same again. But we have an opportunity to make it ours today in a very special way. Before Christianity, in those very early celebrations of this time of year, all aspects of rebirth were celebrated. After the dead of winter and the snow melting, it was time to step into something new with the grass growing, that wonderful, vibrant color of new grass that's growing, the trees filling with buds of various colors. Something new is born. And after a long, cold, lonely winter, we look at it all and it's like we never saw it before. The rebirth hits us every year as something beautiful and fresh and new. It is actually, if you think about it, the ultimate story of feminine energy, that rebirth. In fact, that is where the holiday got its name. Ishtar was the Mesopotamian goddess of fertility. Ostara was the name of the festival in her honor, celebrating around the time of the spring equinox. So Ishtar and Ostara, you see how the word Easter came into being with all of those names in our history. For the Ostara festival, there was a bathing ritual, which after a long, cold, lonely winter is a really good idea. It's important before the people gather at the altars to celebrate that they take a little bath. Flowers and little lambs and bunnies and eggs, all part of that spring rebirth. I love those old earth-based spiritual traditions because they were so real. They were literally and figuratively grounding people and keeping them together. And that's what we're celebrating today, that realness of life. Not necessarily the story that's associated with Easter, but the realness of what we have and who we are and what we can be. Because this is what's important in life. We have this opportunity to start over. It's spring, it's warm again, stuff is growing, we can celebrate balance, we can eat pink and green cookies that are back there after the service is over. My family has a rebirth story that I've shared with you in Easter before, because I always think of it at this time of year. Years and years, like 70 or 80 years ago, a member of the family left her body, and it was the days when the ceremonies and the rituals around death were held in people's homes. So she was there, lying in state. The whole family had circled around. And they witnessed a little, almost like a dirt devil, a little tiny miniature tornado that came in the front door, went past her body, and went through the house and went out the back door. It just spun right through. And then it rose up into the air and vanished. And that sounds really like, really? But it's not that far off from what we say happened on Easter Sunday and what the beliefs in Christianity are about what happened on Easter Sunday. That opportunity to rise again. And in new thought and metaphysical belief, we know that our energy continues long after our bodies are gone. Long after. So maybe we saw something there, or the family saw something there at that time that was similar. The Easter story is even more promising when we look beyond the Jesus part of the story and see the profound message in the symbolism, and what all of that can mean to us. We all have something we want to leave behind. We all have that thing, something we're just so finished with. I know what mine is, you know what yours is. We don't ever even have to speak it out loud, but we know what it is, and we want to get rid of it. Something we did, something we didn't do, and this is our opportunity to leave it behind, something we're not real proud of, something that didn't work for us. We put it behind us, we mourn it, we say goodbye to it, we lay it to rest. And after we've buried it, we can move forward. We can be lighter and brighter without that thing. Without that, we have another opportunity at life. We feel refreshed, we feel redeemed, we feel resurrected by leaving that behind and moving forward with the opportunity available to us. The resurrection isn't just about Jesus. That's a tradition that a lot of people follow and believe in, but we can look at something else that it means. It's about how new life emerges in all of us. We all have little mini resurrections every day, every opportunity. We all have that chance to break free of a tomb that has held us, We all have that opportunity to roll away a stone of some sort and rise up from an illness or a job that we didn't like or a bad relationship. Little mini resurrections every day for all of us. We get a do-over. We get to transcend. It doesn't actually matter if you believe in Jesus as part of a holy trinity or if you just think he was a really good rabbi. Doesn't matter. This holiday gives us an opportunity to discard something that was dysfunctional. Easter reminds us that we can always start over, and it's probably a good idea if we do. So in wishing you a happy metaphysical Easter, I'm celebrating with you. I'm saying congratulations to you on getting rid of that thing in your life that just wasn't working and starting all over again. And I'm welcoming you into this new space that you now own, this new place that you can be, of being refreshed and being revived and being resurrected and starting over again. So happy metaphysical Easter. Enjoy your new life. Let's have cookies. And together we say, and so it is. And so we allow it to be. We're going to do this Easter rose celebration now, this ceremony that Reverend Belinda taught us last year. She was not able to be here today, so we'll do it this way instead with the rest of the team. And what a cute team it is. Thank you. Reverend Cindy and Reverend Sherry, are going to do the actual blessing, and the rest of the team is going to help as well. We have ushers who will allow you and encourage you to come up to the front row by row. Let me know when you're ready. They're going to encourage you to come up row by row. You'll stand in front of one of the two ministers, and they will do a blessing with you. It's the touch of light. And the Easter touch of light is an Ananda Kriya practice. It puts you in a place of connection with the divine and connection with yourself as well. You visualize the person in front of you becomes the most sacred person there is. And you'll notice what they're going to do. They're feeling a sense of energy that's coming from the spine, up over the top of the head, and into the third eye, and then into the heart. Reverend Cindy and Reverend Cherry are going to bless each other with this, and we'll see how this works. You see the energy, the light, you feel it. You visualize it from head to the heart. And then when you feel complete, you bring your hands into Namaste. They'll say a blessing to you. And after that, you can continue around the outside to go back to your seat. But right after the blessing and before you return to your seat, you'll notice two bowls here, one on each side. They're bowls filled with white rose petals. Rinse your hands in that bowl. Feel that energy of those beautiful white petals. Dry your hands with Reverend Kathy or with Marcy, and then you can go on to your seat. you to our ministers and our practitioners, and thank you to all of you for taking part in this wonderful ceremony. I'm sure you felt a shift in the energy in the room, and certainly probably a shift in your own energy as you approached and received that blessing. Standing where I was, I saw just about everybody say when they got up here. Other people just needed to go get a cookie, and it's good both ways. We all express that light in different ways. There's another way that you can express your light and your love for Amani, because it's our joyous time of giving. I am honored to be one of the teachers of the Amani Prosperity Project, a 6-week class that's going on right now about prosperity. And it's hard to get into even, we're halfway through it now, it's hard to get into even 5 minutes without someone in the room saying, prosperity is so much more than money. And it is. It's like this spiritual joy that makes us all richer and gives us all so much more than we walked into a room with. So it's very powerful in that way to feel that prosperity. There is also the opportunity for us with financial prosperity when it comes to us, and we know that it does. When it comes to us, we have that opportunity to share. And I'm sure that there are a lot of organizations on your list to whom you are generous, but we certainly hope that the Amani Center is one of them. Here we have some of the ways that you can do your part in this joyous time of giving. You can scan the code that's over here for Venmo. You can go directly to the AmaniCenter.org or through the monthly newsletter. You can set up a recurring payment with your bank account. Also, the little white sleeves that are over some of the chairs here have on the back of them a little pocket with some information there. Excuse me, on how you can give more easily. So this is your opportunity to do that. We're also right now going to pass the baskets around for you to share your prosperity with the Amani Center.
And as we begin the joyous time of giving, please take your tithes and your offerings and place them on your heart. If you give online, please you can hold your hand on your heart as I give the treatment for the joyous time of giving. In this most sacred space that we are in, with the feeling of the divine close and within us, we are aware that we are one with our divine nature, with Spirit itself. And we know that our abundance manifests in many ways. It is our birthright. It is the divine's good pleasure to give to us. And we bathe in the opulent abundance of this life. Through experience, through people, through love and peace, our inner knowing, and in our finances. And so we give of our blessing. We give of our love, our peace, our help, our assistance, our finances. We give and knowing that all the blessings will be blessings that will be returned to us tenfold. Because again, it is the divine's good pleasure to give to us. For we are blessings, and we manifest the divine here. And we are grateful to know these truths, to know that we are taken care of, to know that we are blessed, to know that we are the vibrant manifestation of the divine. And for this we are very grateful. And in gratitude, together we say, and so it is.
All right, we're going to pass the baskets, but we're going to sing a song while they're passed, and you all probably know this song, so please do join us. We can. Yes. It's called The Give of My Heart.
Are we all looking at the same thing?
I think so.
Okay.
It's right here.
Thank
You want
you.
to stand over there so you can see it?
Sure. I don't want to.
I think we would know this by now.
I know.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I give of my heart, I give of my soul, I give of my treasures because I know that as I give, I shall receive. The circle is complete. I give of my heart, I give of my soul, I give of my treasures because I know that as I give, I will receive. The circle is complete. The circle is complete. The circle is complete.
And on behalf of the Amani Center, we thank you for your generous tithes and offerings, knowing that they are pressed down and overflowing and returned to you. And so it is.
All right, looks like we have kids to bring up. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, Monica, let us know how it went.
All right, good. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
We had some fun. You want to hold up what you made today? We read a book all about the blessings of spring, and we all decorated a little Easter egg, and then I just had some fun playing, and we have a affirmation that Gemma and Charlotte are going to share together.
Love blooms like a flower.
And that was courtesy of Addie. Addie came up with our affirmation today. Yeah, okay, great, girls. Let's go. Thank you.
Great. Good job, guys. Thank you. All right, let's stand and sing our closing song together. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
As we go forward in our radiant life, we're celebrating the resurrection, which is a new beginning. We take that in, let it germinate, let it grow, and be that light in the world that is so called for. Each and every one of us here are so blessed for our relationships, for our community, for our state, and our world. We celebrate the unity. We celebrate the change. We celebrate the new beginnings. Go forth and prosper. And together we say, and so it is.
Have a great Easter, everybody.
We have a new friend that came to our kids program, and he really wants to share his art project. His name is Sunny. Come on up.